My Gavan and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Arachir Galadirthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Ered Luin. Apologies if there's any rumbling, I'm shaking the chair around like mad. We are doing rather well. We just smashed an Angmarim army at Bari Donionach, and we are now praying beyond hope that Arafor the Fearless does not head north and leaves us rather to it. As some people commented, I completely forgot that we were at war with the Northern Dunedain, despite the fact that the episode, I think, before yesterday's one, or the other day's one, was us killing Aragorn. So of course we're at war with the Northern Dunedain, because we killed their faction leader. Our army at Gor's Hall prepares and will be sent out with the glorious charge of retaking Buzzradum and securing the Balerion Donagard and ending all of the Ered Luin scripts there. Otherwise, though, I think we're at an end turn, if I'm honest, and so we shall do that, unless we have an agent to move. Oh, yes, you were going to Imladris, weren't you? I can't remember why. I'm sure it'll come to me. We'll send him on his way. And you, diplomat in the south, I don't have much purpose for any longer. Although the Northern Dunedain, the Ardanaim lost in this game, which I found quite interesting. They died to regicide, and so their entire nation has been disbanded. So Gondor might get a bit of a buff. But we're not bothered about what happens in the south. We'll never make it there long before the end of the playthrough. Now, diddle-a-diddin, drumroll please. I have not yet checked. The last time I checked the figures was yesterday on which faction should replace the broken Dol Amroth faction. And yesterday when I checked, there were 1,983 votes in favour of a new faction. And there were 1,805 votes in favour of Dol Amroth, giving, as you may well be appreciate, a difference of 182 or something like that. I can't remember what the first number was, even though I just said it a moment ago. My memory is atrocious. I carry a notepad with me everywhere I go around work. If I'm ever given work by anyone, I write it down. But that, I think, is a strength. I've identified a weakness, and I've solved it. But my short-term memory is damned atrocious. And I used to be quite good, actually, but now it's just awful. But anyway, there's a 180-ish disparity between them with nearly 4,000 votes cast. So I am going to disappoint many by telling you I'm going to do what I want in that instance, as there's not an outright winner. And what I want to do is replay Dol Amroth. I'm afraid it is such a prime opportunity to show off some changes that have been made to a faction and see if they have made it too easy or too hard. I would be absolutely moronic not to capitalise on that possibility and that opportunity. And that is what I will do. So I will replaying as Dol Amroth. And the first episode of that will go up next week. Probably on Monday, unless I've forgotten something major. Oh, Numinas isn't building anything. Let's get a feast hall in there so they like us a bit more. The Dunedain did not come for us, and the Angmarim seem to have actually buggered off, which is quite nice. Oh, they've got an army at Gobadrine, though, and look at that. Marhold is coming through now with fair game. Kuri has been in Fueros for some time and is probably going to end up dying there now. Sorry, Kuri. Carlin, you're going to head... Which one of you is the new one? It is Carlin, isn't it? Yeah, Carlin, you're going to head on to Bari Donionach. The entire army there is going to head north, because I don't think we have much to fear from the south. So you're going to head north. It hates us, but we're only a turn away. There's some troops there, which are also going to head north that way. And we'll train some pikes as well. Get as many forces forward as we can. Right, so you guys are going back to retreat. I don't have a fort around here. That's disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Only you can get 2 Firebeard warriors as well. Now, the actual garrison in Buzzradum will be smaller than the army that attacked, because, of course, 2 large armies attack Buzzradum, but only a small number of them will actually remain as the bodyguard, or the garrison, and the rest will wander off and start annoying the people nearby. So it'll actually be easier to reclaim it than it is, but that's not the end of the world. We're happy with that, but also... that is partially intentional, or not partially intentional, but it's a feature, a fact we have to live with, and we're happy with it, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, look, we can get some archers and more units there as well. Although, don't go to Barketta, go to Fuerost. Thank you. Clan Herald Grain, you... Oh, look, Grinfarn, the Conqueror's army, is so weak. If that army moves out, we can deal with Marhold, but we can't deal with them. And I've just gone into their range, but I'm trying to cut them off at the pass before they get to Fuerost. Oh, when we end the turn, much is going to happen.
Up the troops, sire.
So Dol Amroth will be next week. I appreciate many people will be disappointed that I put up a vote and have not gone with the winner, but it's just way too close to call. And as someone already commented, and as I mentioned to them, this is not national government; it's YouTube. If there was an absolute clear and decisive winner, then I would have followed it because that is what the majority of people want. But with a difference of 180 votes with 4,000 cast, I struggle to see how. I just can't. I must give weight to what I would want to do for the pure fact that the reason you all watch YouTube is to get enjoyment. Who doesn't? That is why we're all on YouTube. You're watching this to kill 30 minutes and have some fun in Middle-earth with Lord of the Rings, and I'm playing this for that exact purpose, to give you that. And so the videos are better when I'm enjoying what I am doing, and I really want to replay Dol Amroth. It's such a perfect opportunity to see if our changes have had any profound effect. So that's what's going to happen. But I shan't say any more of it in this video, I don't think, anyway. I mean, I might do, you never know. I'll forget in a moment that I've mentioned it and say it all over again. I think we've probably got enough of an army here to actually go. So if we're going to leave behind Gore and leave behind the labourers. Oh, we don't have a general. I've taken a general and not replaced him. Oh dear. There's 3 of them. Can you actually retrain? No, you can't. So you can just go and be the garrison. So if I could, Oinsgate, have you got someone? Frerin. I'm going to take you, Frerin. Yeah. Oh look, Forlorn has a pike unit that it can't do anything with. If we're retraining those, we'll get rid of those. Just use those 2 as the bodyguards then. And what's going on over here? Why can't we get anything here yet? Not dwarven enough. So let's get a feast hall. Harland, what are you up to? Nothing really. Roads is always worthwhile. Oh, we are much lower in funds now. Captain Daram, then. Your force, I think, will be enough. We've got loads of pikes in that army, so away we go. Frerin, you'll join up with Frerin as you pass by the mouth, or the end of the Bay of Lune, the Gulf of Lune, and you'll march on Basradum. And be successful, one hopes. Right, you're in Bardionach. They like us now, and they make money now. That's always good to see as well. We're going for a catapult maker here if we can, and we're going to turn this into a recruitment centre. So what we really need is to get them on side. So let's get the brewery up, and then we'll get the catapult maker once the culture's high enough. Gondor and Isengard have gone to war, and Fuerost is unfortunately going to die. They're going to definitely attack it on the next turn. So Kuri is going to sadly leave our service. But at least they didn't pull the full army out of Gobadran. We don't have to deal with that. Oh, but the elves are so intent. That's why we're going to Imladris, isn't it? We're going to go and try and make peace to stop them besieging our ports. Blockading our ports. That's the plan. We don't have the ability to go naval, so we must go elsewhere. Diplomacy, sadly. Kuri, you have 39 stout dwarves. You're fighting on what is a town, is it? It is a town, isn't it? Let's have a look. Oh, it is a town, but I don't think it's a large town. So we don't have very good arrow towers. I'm just wondering if he might actually put some sort of dent in their army, but I think the towers aren't going to be good enough to actually do anything. So we'll accept the defeat. He's served us well as the governor of Fueros for nearly 80-something turns, and possibly 70-something turns. And he sadly passes away. We shall rename it once we've reclaimed it. Oh, Angmar, do me a favour. They're coming in 2 locations. But again, they're sending generals with no armies, and they're leaving the army behind. It just makes no sense. No sense. But what we have got is... I will be taking Fueros, don't you worry about that. You only really need 1 battering ram, they've already smashed the walls. You've got more troops, and if you come from there as well, you get even more troops. And it looks like he can't get me in 1 turn, so that should be alright. Oh, it's Drango again! He has a really small army, doesn't he? We've got 39 with Carlin and Clan Harold Grain. So that would only give us 100.
It will be an honor defeating you.
Let us settle matters on the field of battle. Oh, I'm gonna go for it. We might lose 2 very important generals, but I'm gonna do it.
Leading the men with honor.
We have 100 men, they have 500 men, but look how heavily in our favour that actually is. 5-8. Now I shall control Carlin. Now, Carlin is going to be coming in directly behind them. So we've got to try and curl our army around so that we can unify. This will be challenging because we've got a crossbow unit. And crossbows are not particularly good when they're on their own. So, as we say, Carlin is coming in from behind them. So if we just stand in the front here, that's not going to do us any favours. They will be able to charge us. So I think what we'll need to do is pull the crossbows back right out the way and try and run Carlin down to them. He really is very far away, dear oh dear. But then at the minute they don't really know what they're up to. Oh, if they're sending in the wargs first, that'd be glorious. No, I'm not really sure. Alright, let's run you forward. They're going to go for the melee. That's absolutely fine, I'd welcome that. If we can sort of make our two dwarves meet, then we can take them. I have faith. Now, of course, our troops might be a touch tired, though, because they are having to run. But the AI just doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know who it wants to hit. Fantastic. Curl yourselves around a bit. Yeah, look, they're still just going backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. The Mount Graham Raiders and the Thralls are the two actually fully sized units. The rest are all just nothing, leftovers. And it looks like they're not going to attack us before our troops can meet up. So I think we've pulled that off at least. So then our crossbowmen have some protection. And then it's just a case of killing as many of those Graham Raiders as we can. The Thralls aren't very good, you see, so I'm not overly concerned about their battle ability. We're so close now. Don't let them catch us off guard now. Alright, we're in. We want to move up to this hill, though, obviously. Oh, they are firing. Who are you shooting at? Who are you shooting at? No one. They've stopped. This is such a lovely hill, but in drawing near to it, they will come for us. I think we'll pull over there then. Off we go. Oh, they've got some of their own archers. Alright, shoot, 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 shoot. Go into wide formation because you're getting absolutely smashed apart. They have 44 archers and they've killed almost half of our crossbowmen so far. How on bloody earth is that possible? Oh, this is going to go so badly. Oh, look, they're curling around to get us. No, we're going to lose. I had hope, but who would have thought that 44 Angmar archers would do so damned well? Our general went from 70 to 30 in almost no time at all. And now in fighting he will die, so that ends our little plan here. And the AI is actually even flanking. And down he goes, yeah. So we've lost our faction heir.
But defeat seems almost certain.
We managed to get our whole army together like that, and then we're undone by the enemy just running at us. How very disappointing. I'm not sure why I thought it would go differently. Broadbeam marksmen are not very good melee units. A melee attack of 12 and defense of 16. I mean, yeah, that's pretty nice, but there's no shield. So the 8 is their only archer defense, which is why the archers killed them so easily. And when they are surrounded, every unit in the game is susceptible to stun locking, and I should have well known that and never done this fight.
Army is tiring.
But oh well. Yeah, generals come and go. Like empires, they rise and fall. That is not unusual. But our enemy, we will at least fight on as long as we can. Oh, there we are, we've ended. We only killed 122, that's disappointing. Very disappointing. So we've lost Bari Donionak, which we were hoping to be our recruitment hub. And now, with a small army, unfortunately, we've got to try and patrol 2 regions with a smaller army. But the army in the north will win a couple more battles easily. We've just got to start ferrying troops to the east now with as much gusto as we can. Because although that didn't make us any money, so losing it is trifling. It costs more to have someone in it than it does to have it as a town. Yeah, go on, take the bloody thing then. Stop dancing around the walls. Oh, hello. They've not taken it. And we're cheesing the game. Oh, sorry, Angmar. You're going to take an absolutely useless hole in the ground. My apologies. Right, so that was disappointing, but not wholly unexpected. So, let us prepare, as we say, and start sending troops out to Barketta again.
Aye, Lord. Aye.
Because we're going to need to do something about taking back Bar I Donionach. Even you will have to do, to be honest. Just troops. Just get me troops out. And Gores Hall. You can take me another general. I will take that. And then in time we'll get those. That's fine. Alrighty. I think we're in end turn. Who's become the heir? Clan Herald Oin. Are you a family member or are you a adoptee? You are 44. No, it doesn't tell us his age. Froen was 19. Grain. We're killing them all off now. Dear, oh dear. I think he might have been a family member. An actual son. Is my gut feeling. We could well have adopted him.
Splitting up the troops, sire.
There we are. They've taken that. Our success is undone by Drangu coming back again with his tiny little army. But I shouldn't have attacked that army. We should have just accepted we were going to lose it, lost that one general, and ran Froen up to the north to join the main army. But I don't really like crossbow units. I'm not overly concerned that he's died, to be honest. I don't think Ered Luin is a crossbow-heavy nation, and that is where you get most of your range power from. But I don't particularly like commanding crossbows, so I'm not overly concerned at the loss. Oh, it looks like Imladris may well die before we can speak to them. Dale's leader certainly has died. It's been occupied. Imladris has been besieged. Clan Herald Oin has gained a couple of things.
Aye. Onward.
Marking him out as our heir.
Aye, sire. My king. March.
I'm waiting for them. Now, they will probably curl around and attack Gura. So what we'll do is lift the siege so that we save that pike unit. Because, as you know, playing as Ered Luin, pike units are everything. And we will besiege it again on the next turn. And they might hopefully put their entire army inside, which would be a huge mistake. And if they do that, that'd be fantastic. But all we can train at the moment, unfortunately, are labourers. So we're building an army of dwarven labourers.
My king.
Very disappointing.
Onward.
Now, Frerin is a family member. He recently came of age.
March.
Oh, Emilio's a lot of money when he's not in in Oin's Gate. That's a shame. Didn't build anything though, did we? So I think we can end the turn again. I'm not overly concerned about Angmar's brief respite and reclamation of Bari Donionach. Once we get going, and once we get some proper late game units out into our army, the Longbeard units, I think we will have Angmar by the veritable balls, and we'll be able to throw them around as we see fit. Once we can push through to Khan Dum as well, then their fate is truly sealed. And I think that's going to be the end, isn't it? If memory serves, my victory, my self-imposed victory conditions are going to be to retake Basradum. We need to have that. And to defeat Angmar. I think also to defeat the Northern Dunedain, but that will be trifling. But certainly defeating Angmar and then calling it quits there. Yeah, go on. Welcome to the family. Right, so Angmar, very kindly, have positioned themselves so that we can draw the garrison out. Ah, no, they've run away. Alright, well, we'll just besiege them. They'll attack us, so at least we get to defend then. Oh, Barketta got mine, so that's nice. It's not really a very useful position, Barketta, to be honest, because it's only a keep.
Aye, Lord. My king.
There we are, the army is assembled. 4 or so days away.
Aye. Aye.
Keep compiling everyone up here, though. Keep making your way to Barketta.
Move out. Aye, Lord. Onward.
And anything from Gores Hall? Any additions? No. Oh, we can retrain those. Yeah, let's do that. And the roads are going to build then, also with the end of this turn. I thought Angmar would let us attack them, and I thought they would stand their ground with the defense, with the garrison of the city behind them. I didn't think they'd run away, but sadly they did. Sadly they did. The coming of the new campaign, Dol Amroth or whatever it was going to be, will also bring the changes to the charge values to YouTube. Because those changes will have already been made or are being made or are soon to be made. And those ones are done. I don't think there's anything else I can do modding-wise that will change Dol Amroth's gameplay as has already been changed. So there won't be any major unique thing that you've not seen before, other than the things that have already happened. But I mean, there's nothing on the current to-do list that would drastically change Dol Amroth's gameplay. If you go for a Ballista Maker, please, and get me catapults up as well. We need to start getting catapults, and wherever we can get them is good. So. Our 2 main recruitment centres are a wise place to do that. Oh, Longbeard Swordman, yes, please. What's stopping you getting your barracks? Oh, of course, and that's the other main thing, is Dol Amroth, the Dol Amroth campaign will, of course, be then the second one to have no barracks event. So you'll also see how the lack of a barracks event affects Dol Amroth's play. So there's a lot of reasons why, in my mind, I shouldn't really have put the vote up. Because I always wanted to do Dol Amroth, to be honest. I feel a little bit like David Cameron. I'm sure everyone's going to vote for Dol Amroth, so I'll put the vote up anyway. And then now I'm sitting there with a Pikachu face because everyone voted for the other thing. Well, it's not really a Pikachu face per se, is it? But I'm surprised. It's a wonderful example of how the vocal minority can totally sway your opinion or your perceived, how you perceive a situation. When in truth, more of you did vote for a new faction. But not enough of you, that's the point. Not enough of you. No! Northern Dunedain! No! Go and fight Angmar. Don't tell me you've made peace with Angmar. Please don't tell me you've made peace with Angmar. Why are you throwing your troops against me? Angmar hold almost all of your heartland. They surround your capital. They surround Fornost. I'm a newcomer. I am not big enough for you to be attacking me instead of them. Oh, but oh well, Illuminus has now also fallen. But of course, once the Buzzradum army is finished, in however many turns that will be, they will be a very nice surprise for the Northern Dunedain as they come up into the Northern Dunedain's heartland from the south, where they do not expect it.
Aye.
That's oh well.
My king. Aye, lord. My king. March!
Barketter, Ironmongers, smashing. Yeah, take a banister. You might as well do that, because you can. Harlon build a pub. Oh, you haven't even got a port. Yeah, let's get your port set up. Forland, you've got a port, haven't you? Yeah. You only get 1 tier of port, so you might as well try and get that in. And then get a grain exchange, and then go for a feast hall. Oh, and a barracks. You will need a barracks so that those units become free, actually. So, go for the feast hall, then build a barracks, then a grain exchange. Now, it should do you nicely. Oh, he's almost there. That's much closer than I first thought, actually, so that's good. Right, up here. Why are they not attacking me? Because if I then attack that, only one of those armies is going to be present. So we might as well, and then we can divide those 2 armies in half. So, Captain Haldan has absolutely nothing that's going to stop us. It's a small little town, and Captain Maldomneich does have quite a few forces, but we're dwarves. When we're amassed in these numbers, they just can't hope to stop us. But the dwarves, obviously, because they fight quite a melee fight, something I've discussed on the channel before, because they are very melee orientated, you take losses when you play as the dwarves. There's just no way around it. Rare are the battles where your defensive line loses maybe 10 or 15 people, and your cavalry then wins the day for you. Those things just don't tend to happen as much. Something else that we can absolutely do is completely ignore the town square, something I'm quite fond of doing, in fact, and prepare our army for the incoming reinforcements, and smash them before they even get to the city. It works every single time, and is a good way of dividing and conquering your opponent. See what I did there? We shouldn't be harassed by the towers too much. Oh, they've come in the corner. Right, if they're coming in the corner, then it doesn't matter as much where we stand, as long as we're just in their path. So, go stand there. Now, what they do, the AI, frequently, when they are trying to make it to the town, is they will normally actually ignore you. And they will throw everything they can at just going to the town centre. So they tend to not really bother with your army. And I expect that's something that they'll do here today as well. So they try and sort of skirt around it, and they don't tend to attack it. Although they are sending in some wargs. What type of warg are you? Alright, let's give it a pause. Let's reshuffle then, get everyone to go there. You four are going to go like that now. You guys are just going to go there, and you are going to come here. I don't know why I put you in wide formation. Let's undo that and put you there. Skirmishers. Oh. Well, they have come in close. And look, there we are. See, they are just running past. Go and shut down those Angmar archers so that they can get into position. That right-hand side army. Carry yourselves around. And they ran their wire. Idiots.
The enemy general lies dead. We have sent the cart to hell.
There were 20 Angmar archers, and because merchant cavalry are garbage, there are still 10 of them left.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
See, look, they are, other than these two units who seem to actually have decided to come for us, the rest of the army is just beelining for the town square. They're not going to try and stop and fight. So we have to try and force them to fight by getting our units in the way. See, it's just so bizarre. They are so single-minded. And it is very simple to abuse. So those are all coming straight through. Right, and then we got all of you. So
our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
We will absolutely massacre the enemy because they're not attacking us. This does feel like cheese, to be honest. This feels like the kind of thing you shouldn't do. Because it's another thing that's just you are utilizing, or you are capitalizing on the AI's bad programming, basically. But of course, in city battles like today, the disappointing thing is that any one of these units that makes it to the town square, which will be many of them, will then just turn around and carry on fighting. So, let's go and attack the city then. The cavalry won't have any purpose now. But there's a nice little space there for those. Alright, off we go. So, in the actual town square is very little. There's some wargs. They won't do anything at all. They are poor in city battles. There's some good-looking Angmar units. I do like Angmar. I do like them a lot. Right, everyone else is maneuvering into position. It'll be the pikes that we send through, actually. Let's get the pikes in. Alright, and now we wait.
Our men have reached the gate with a battering ram.
I should just caveat and qualify and just say that when I put the poll up, I had not yet set in my head that we would play again as Dol Amroth. So it isn't a situation where I should have just gone with what I wanted. Why did I bother putting the poll up at all? I was originally just going to go with whatever the result was, but then when it was becoming very, very, very close, I then said, that was when I thought, well, I'll tell you what, I will play what I want to play if it does turn out to be really, really close. Because that gives the best enjoyment to you all. And it has proved to be remarkably close right till the end, so I have gone with what I wanted. It just so happens what I wanted was Dol Amroth. If what I wanted was Lothlorien, then I would have just done that, but that wasn't what I wanted. Who is shooting at us?
The enemy are badly
Angmar archers.
They have lost half their men.
They are firing into our lines. Right, none of you are actually going to be used, so let's run you away. It's just the pikes.
Good tidings. The enemy general lies dead.
There we are.
We have sent the cart to hell.
I don't know what the enemy's doing. So let's come out of that and just run to the middle. Go, 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 go. As soon as you get to the middle, they'll come back again. They already are. That's just such a strange... Oh, the AI, how weird you are. They've run their archers away just so they can shoot at us.
Our men are winning the battle. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Let's try and gut that, shall we? In they come, in they come.
Ah, my lord. Our men are in control of the city.
Why does he say, "Ah, my lord," like that? That is definitely a bad sound, a disappointing sound. But he says it to mean something good. Never understood that. Right, off you go and help. Let's run them away. Oh, don't run that way. It's alright, they've all managed to survive. Away you go, away you go. And our victory is complete. We managed to divide the enemy, and we only lost 15% of our force, some of which will heal. Both generals have fallen. We caught their buildings. It's done. 230 we lost. That's not too bad. Not too bad. 214 kills, Golden Sword. Ered Luin, Pikeman. 230 lost for 1,600 killed. Now, I know that obviously that is the Nen Hithoil and is the Falls of Rauros, but I have been to that location in New Zealand. Or rather, I have been to the location in New Zealand, Mavora Lakes, where they actually filmed the scenes in Nen Hithoil. And it was quite possibly the most memorable of all the places I visited. But then that's because I have a Lord of the Rings bias. Milford Sound was absolutely phenomenal. We were there on a bright, sunny day, and it was just absolutely amazing. But because that place, I can almost visualize putting myself in the film when I was standing in the lake. And so it sticks with me for longer. But speaking of sticking with me for longer, you're going to have to, because that's the end of this episode. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. I do apologise for my lackadaisical approach to command, and then therefore losing another general. But we've retaken Fuerost. We'll be able to kill another Angmarim army and push through. I think what we might do is just try and push straight through for Khan Dum and ignore the crappy little side provinces, because our Basra-Dum army will be able to come up from the south. We are going to lose a Numinas, but there isn't a general in there, so that's not the end of the world. And Numinas isn't really very useful to the AI anymore, because most of the buildings were destroyed and the population was completely gutted. But anyway, for now, that is all. So thank you very much for watching, and until we speak again, Navar Naden Perimad Melonin, and farewell.